Morning YouTube viewers and subscribers. So today I've got a really special engine to run for the very first time. This will be a break-in run. This is my OPS 20-4 four-stroke engine, and pretty excited about this run. And by far this is the most unusual four-stroke engine I've ever run. I was looking through the manual, reading through the manual, trying to figure out what they recommend for props, setting it up, and all that kind of stuff. The instructions are somewhat confusing in areas, and I did find out in doing so and setting this up that this engine does have a combination of SAE and metric fasteners. Who would have thought that? So it does. But anyway, I've got a Dynathrust 18.6 prop installed on here, the supplied glow plug, and a tank of S&W 5% fuel. And quite honestly, this is the first time I've ever felt kind of nervous about running an engine for the first time, and I got a little bit of nervous running this one because you can't actually prime this as you normally would, because there's no way to get at the carb to prime it. The way they say to prime it is take the cover off, take the plug out, pour a bunch of fuel in there, spit it over, or no, they don't say pour fuel in there, they say take the plug out, run this thing with an electric starter until you see fuel shooting out, and then put everything back together and start it. I don't like that method at all. So I'm just going to have it full throttle, blow in my vent line, and rotate it through numerous times until I'm fairly comfortable that there's fuel in there, and then close my throttle to about a quarter and do my normal thing. But anyway, let's see how this baby runs and how she sounds. Maybe I need the electric starter. I'm not getting glow, or I'm not getting fuel. Got to see fuel coming out. Shouldn't be a lack of fuel. Okay, so that was an interesting first run to say the least. It's kind of funny because when I did the quick look video at this, the first thing I pulled out of the box was this now rather hot exhaust. And I was like, this thing just doesn't look like very high quality. And if they skimped on anything in the design of this engine, that's it. Because that exhaust is a piece of crap. So those screws are tight. They are tight. I was snugging them up and they're tight. That's just how that frickin' thing is. So what I'm going to end up having to do with that now is take those screws out, let this thing cool, and either use some sealant to hold it more firmly in place. I don't want to JB weld it because then I can never access this fuel port if I have to. But I'm going to have to do something to firm that up. Or just run it without the exhaust and just have a straight header. But that is obviously the weak point in this engine design. But yeah, so it took a little more effort to get it started than I had no idea what to expect. It took a little bit of effort to get it started. But once it started, it seemed to run really well. Unfortunately, most of that damn run I was focused on keeping my pressure line attached and not rotating off and not getting the crap beat out of it and stuff like that, because I didn't want the engine to really lean out, because it'll really lean out if you don't have the pressure feed on there, and I didn't want that, so that's why I was struggling with that. But the engine sounds pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't sound any different really than any other four-stroke engine. It's a nice running engine, and once I get this exhaust thing fixed, I'm sure it'll be a lot more enjoyable to run. I didn't even really get a chance while I was running it to adjust the high-speed needle or really look at the tack at all, because like I said, my entire focus was just on keeping a damn muffler on there. I didn't go through much fuel at all. The engine casing does not feel all that hot at all. I mean, the exhaust is hot, but nothing else is really all that warm. But I can feel a marked improvement in the compression. So anyway, that's our first run, and let me go figure out what I'm going to do with this exhaust to make it a little bit more stable and durable, and we'll do some more runs with this engine. So anyway, thank you all for watching.